Good morning, good morning. Forgot to turn on the mic first before switching over to the main scene, which is my usual habit, but apparently today I'm clicking the other way around. How's everybody doing today? Bear Duda, good morning. Who needs a mic? I know. I was watching Museum's stream last night, and they don't use a mic. Museum does not use a mic. So I guess I don't. And he was working on twitchchat. If you just scream loudly at the monitor, it gets converted to bits and bytes, right? I think we'll have to write a plugin for that. I think that's gonna be like an extension for Twitch or something. But regardless, we're here to continue. Bear, I saw that you're now a member of the Restation Station Discords. That's pretty awesome. Let's see, where was I? It's been like 2 days since I worked on this. Since yesterday, I was at the I attended the Rest Conf. Oh, thank you for the 4 cheers. Part of this entire thing, hopefully, and oh, I didn't turn this on, so I can't actually see. Is to be able to like react to those messages like cheer events, which would be nice. But I haven't turned on the bot yet. Okay, so here we have our playgrounds. This is super simple. All we're doing here, and I've made some minor changes to this. One thing is I'm now going to be using channels. So I have a send to chat, retrieve message for chat, and that's actually like sending out from here. So what I was attempting to do, and I don't think I have this this correctly working yet, is wait for three seconds and then do. I've tried like putting this into its own thread and then putting this out here. Neither of those were working, so I still have to figure out like how I want to do this properly. But anyways, I have chatbot loading in a thread. If we go over to the chatbot, this needs to be cleaned up because this is like the default, whatever we get from like the default example. And then in bot here, I have it trying to listen to the message in the loop, and if it finds it, then write that out. However, that's not working right now. And let's actually create a function in here. Send message. I wonder if we're gonna have to have mute self. And then the message we want to send, which should probably be a string slice. Let's see. You meant to stream last night / this morning, but you're going to put. Oh, you're right. You were thinking you were going to put a quad tree into the Stack It Rust version, but you started playing logic puzzles and lost track of time. Which logic puzzles were you playing? That sounds fun. What am I trying to pause for? Oh, I'm just I'm not really trying to pause for real. What I'm trying to do is set it up so that way I could have other applications send messages to chat. So for example, if I make a game, or for example, I'm hoping that maybe you can take something like this and drop it into that Rust Stack It, you could then send messages to be sent to chat through the channel. And so I have that here in Playgrounds and main. I'm just saying, hey, wait for 3 seconds and then send into the channel this the string. It's not I mean, it's clearly going into the channel, because it's not crashing due to the unwrap. But it's not, I'm not seeing this print line, this received message ever. So I don't think that this is blocking. Like this is blocking to get to here. As far as I can tell, or this is never running at the right time. I'm not sure. So it's a little bit interesting. Yeah, just generic right now. And like later on, I don't have to actually send that up. It'll just be whatever other applications want to send messages, they can send a message. Oh yeah, no, I'm not, I don't think I'm gonna have to like worry about rate limiting stuff. I think, yeah, Musean will that's the reason to use Musean's library. It'll handle all that stuff for me. But anyways, what I want to be able to do is send this message. So I figured out, here's how you can send a message. We do this, we have a writer. We got this writer here in the main loop. We create the writer. We can clone this. Which I guess like maybe, well, that can't be the problem because I'm not even getting this print line. So let's see. We need a message. We need a writer. Well, if it's clonable, I should be able to store the writer inside of the bot. So maybe that's the best idea here, is we have a writer, and this writer is going to be type. Right, there's a custom type somewhere being used. So async writer, MPSC writer. Async writer, okay, so I'm not, oh, it's not running through here, I think. Is it off of async runner? No, it's async writer, MPSC writer. Rizix, good morning. Isn't it the next message never returning? Possibly. I figure so. My my knowledge about await is pretty low right now. I always figured that because there was an await, even if it never returned, it wouldn't matter, right? Because it would just move on to whatever the next thing was. But maybe it is blocking. In which case, I need to throw this into a thread. But like, yeah, that's a really good point, is that this might be blocking, and therefore this code never gets here. Because it's awaiting. Okay, yeah, that makes... Because I'm telling it to await at this moment. Stop until this does something. Right, like I always get like, in JavaScript code when I'm coding with like async await, I always sort of like forget because I'm so used to promises. I'm so used to like being able to wrap things in promises and be able to like have all this extra code around it that really indents in and shows you, ooh, this is now running inside of this like asynchronous pathway. Whereas this is like, oh man, if I miss the await or I like forget what that really means, yeah, that's gonna be a problem. I can see that. Okay, so let's not have the writer here. We're gonna just take in a message. We're gonna have to return an error. So now, are we taking in? We're not taking in an error. So I learned about a brand new one yesterday at the conference. Out of curiosity, how many of you watched the Rust conference? Twitchchat, don't need that. Twitchchat wrapper. So I'm bringing in anyhow. Doesn't JavaScript essentially spawn tasks? It does, and it throws them onto essentially like a heap. You were thoroughly confused by the closing keynote. You did catch some of that. Yes, it was a long. It was a very long. It took a while to get into like the Rust part of it and like the reason for it. No time to see RestConf. You saw quite an enthusiasm on Twitter though. Yeah, no, it was pretty great, and the Discord that for the RestConf was incredibly like just a little bit overwhelming. There were so many people. It was like Twitch chat of like, you know, a multi-thousand person streamer. It actually got to a rest point after all the Pokemon talk. It was sort of embedded in there in a while, but it was really, the talk was titled Empathy for Developers, specifically empathy for non-Rust developers. It was the idea that like, yes, we as Rust, you know, developers have all of this, we have all these safety features brought into us. We can program super fast applications without needing to worry about like memory safety or, you know, Rust safety, thread safety, that kind of things. But they didn't have that back then. They had like this tiny amount of memory. They had a lot like constraints that were causing them to like change what they're working on, and they were working directly in assembly too. So they caused that entire unknown number, or like no number, or I can't remember what Pokemon number it was, but like that bug was caused by like just I don't know, a series of unfortunate events happening all together. But yeah, it's about an empathy towards other developers, I think. And maybe a little tiny hint of also this won't happen in Rust. So just use Rust. Kotu fan, good morning. You thought it was just an ad for Pokemon. They did start with saying that their parents had told them, oh, we're refused to buy you a Pokemon. You're not going to like it in 6 months. 20 years later, wearing a Pokemon costume to a conference talk about programming. So there maybe a little bit of shade thrown at their parents too. Missing number. Okay, that's what it was. I never played the original Pokemon Red. So I never really got to be part of that community that was like discovering those and having lots of fun duplicating all of your stuff. They only had 120 Pokemon, so anything past that was listed as that. That's what it sounds like. And they had like 30 or so of them, which was pretty cool. That talk is actually a fascinating history of like Pokemon, at least that glitch, and like the programming of original Nintendo stuff, which is pretty crazy. The Amethyst talk was disappointing to me. I was hoping to hear about using Rust for games, but the presenter didn't seem to have good knowledge of Rust or making games. She was a like new programmer to Rust. So I'm not like terribly surprised about that. It seemed to be like a introduction, like let's get out and like inspiration, go do this now. And it was like an explanation of also ECS, specifically specs. But yeah, like it wasn't here's like actually how to make a game. Although in a 30-minute slot, I'm not sure how to do that properly. Maybe like in an hour-long one. That is something like there's another Rust conference coming up in November, and so their call for speakers is open. I'm thinking about doing hey, let's like live code a game, maybe like a really basic game, in GGEZ. Something like I don't know if I want to do like Breakout or something along those like really basic games. I didn't want to know how to make games in Rust, just their experience. Oh, and how it's better. Oh, okay, never mind. Then that wouldn't be that. Yeah, I don't know if I haven't I've made little games and experiences in other languages. I could do a small talk on that. Yeah, I don't know if she's made a game in another language before. It didn't necessarily sound like that. Okay. What was I doing here? Oh, right. The first talk, what I learned about is I had anyhow on here, but there was an error handling talk that talked about another one, which is sort of a fork of anyhow with a little bit of a different display to it, called air. So it wraps around anyhow, and it sort of then it handles things a little bit differently, changes the defaults around, makes things a little bit really interesting display-wise. And it also comes like air color, where you can like colorize the output of the errors to the screen, like really make them nice. I'm not going to dive into that right now, but I do want to eventually look into that. But okay, so if I switch over to this for the Twitch chat wrapper, and then we're going to come into our Twitch chat wrapper. Let's go into bot. So we're going to start with use air. I think it's just results. Then instead of air result, this is just going to be result like this. Channels equals channels to join. Does this not? Oh, right, because now all these functions that I have that we're using anyhow, we need to remove those. That. No method name with context for enum. Oh, interesting. Okay. You were fine until then. Let's try this. Instead of var key, can I do that? Actually. What do you return? So expected enum result of something, error report, expected result. What is this? What does standard env var return? It returns a result string var error. Do I have to do this? I need to like learn how to use error. Also, I'm super happy with the entire error pun system of like naming all their crates, like color error, so stable error, simple error, and then Jane error, which is also named not just because the writer of the author is named Jane, but also because there's a Jane Eyre author of a book series. So like triple puns all the way down. Okay, so use error result cluster map. Because you can do this type of stuff. Okay, so as long as it implements standard error, we can use that. So what are you returning? Okay, so var returns a result string var error. I would think that you would give me a result string off of that you'd figure out, you'd extract this string. But I guess not. Can I do something like this? Let's see. My var equals this, question mark that. Okay, implicitly returned, so it's now yelling at me that I'm not returning a string. And my var is a string, and so now can I return? Oh, okay. My var. Okay, so I could just do it in 2 steps. This returns a result, but apparently it's the wrong type, and so I need to like convert it over into the correct type. Interesting, but I'm okay with that. Plenty of errors left, but I think that's going to be in bot here. Right. First of all, we have to have this this writer, and I think there's a type somewhere in here. Or not. Okay, never mind. There's no type in here. And it's not in here. Okay, so we see that the type of writer is this. Async writer, MPSC writer. Where do I grab you from? Runner writer. Async. There's encoder. I don't know where you're coming from. I could also, let's see. You can go find it from this. This is twitchchat. Okay, so we have twitchchat encode async writer, async MPC writer. Where does that come from? Okay, async MPC writer is from twitchchat. Do you have a type that I can? Okay, here I could just grab writer out of twitchchat. And it's a type that is it not public? Writer with a capital. Okay, Twitch chat. Writer. No writer and a root. This. Wait a second. Go back. You're not public, are you? No, you are. Public type right here. Oh. This was renamed. Look at that. The documentation is wrong. It's async writer. Okay. Async writer. Don't have that. Okay, still can't find it. Huh, interesting. Async encoder. So that comes from create encode async encoder. All right, well, apparently it can't figure that out, which sucks a little bit. So I guess I won't store this in until I like figure out how to get the type in to actually store that. I don't want to create like a generic or something. So instead, let's, when we, let's see, when we run, I don't think that's helpful here. We create the writer from runner. We get the runner here. So we have the writer here. We can clone the writer. So the writer is clonable. So we can, I don't know if I can create the function because I can't like figure out the type for it properly. So let's do writer encode. Okay, so here's like this message in here. If I copy you, we receive this message and actually, you know what? That would be really annoying. Let's just, I guess, debug PM. And then we'll just see this down here. So cargo, ground, cargo run, 3 errors. Syntax error where public struct bot, need a semicolon. Right, async writer doesn't exist. Anyhow. Right, because we're not using anyhow anymore. Interesting, wouldn't I need to pull that in from like super or something? I want to switch over to like a result, but then use super result. Okay, no errors this. All right, so starting the main loop, so we see that I'm trying to send that message, but then it's never receiving. Here, if I get a message, we're saying that probably will send the message right away. Let's see if that works. So if I put like test in here, received message. Oh, it does. You're right. You're right. Okay. So I want essentially another thread for this. I wonder if I can do that. So in our main loop, let's spawn another thread here. We can move, so we can move in. I think we have to move. And then inside of here, I want to just do this. Except, I don't need to like do this if let okay. First of all, we'll be in a infinite loop. And that should be okay. What I really want to do here is that okay. So I want, is that okay? Oh, this is recv now. Okay, so this is fine. This is blocking. It was try recv earlier, and I was sort of playing around with it. We receive the message. We take that the message that we received. We turn it into a priv message and send that then writer and code that. So I want this to be a writer clone. Like writer, let's see. And then immediately clone that right before this thread. Does this need to be mutable? And then I don't want you to be in a wait. I should be able to do that. All right, so what happens here? Cannot borrow writer clone is mutable. That is not declared as mutable. Cannot borrow is mutable. Okay. So that mute writer clone. Let's see. Unused implemented of standard future that must be used. Okay, so if I can I async this? Right, because there's no async closures are not allowed. So I can't do that. I guess I could just create a function inside of here and call this. How would I want to do this with like two different loops? Or is that the way? I do this separately and then this loop, like two loops without threads? Without a thread, can I do a loop like this? Loop, okay, so do that and then dot await. But if I do this, this loop never happens. You should spawn something for sure. Okay, so I need to spawn it, but then how do I do awaits? Awaits won't continue. Right. So like I can't like await an entire. How do I have like run this? So writer clone. So it's an async function, meaning that I have to do an await. I can't. I guess I can create a function in there. Let's put this back. Okay, we move in here. Let's say I'd like create a function. Function loop it. And I guess this is going to return a result. And I don't know what I want to return in here. And inside of here, we're going to throw you. We're going to make you async. Okay, we're going to make you async. And then dot await here. Can't capture a dynamic environment in a function item. Use a closure form instead. Just call block on. Not sure. Okay, so that doesn't work. So we can't have the function like this. Block on. What do I call block on? Oh, I don't. Is this not in the standard library? It's the wait to call an async function, but by blocking. Run a feature to completion on the current thread. This function will block the caller until the given feature has completed. The default executor for the feature is a global thread pool. Did I find the same one, or is this slightly different than yours? Similar, but this one has dark mode on, so that's nice. As you already spawned a thread task, it might fit. Okay. Same but more current. Okay, perfect. So pub function block on. F is a future output where. This is futures executor block on. This is off of the futures crate, so do I need to bring in futures? Or is that available to me in here? I don't know. So here we have our spread. We want to block on. Because I don't think I think it's like that. It's an actual full function, isn't it? So would it be something like I have to do block on? Async standard. Hold on, let me. Why aren't you taking me to the website by default? This isn't a futures crate, so I'm gonna have to bring in futures to get this. Okay, so futures executor block on. I'm using small already. Doesn't small have an executor? Oh yeah, you were asking the same exact thing, Bear Duda. So if we go to our documentation for small, executor, did I misspell that? Exec. Oh, there's a struct block on or IO block on. So here's a struct. Unblock runs blocking code on a thread pool. So that could be interesting. Block on. Starts the thread local executor and then runs the feature. Okay. Also stacking. Good morning. Hello. Let's see. IO block on. Well, what about this one? Small block on. I wonder if this might work. So I have. It's one of the many that I can choose. Oh, stacking. It's been too long since you've been here. I turned off I turned off like free links, free for all links. But stacking, you were here with us a long time ago, so I'm gonna give you VIP. So, Okay, I already gave you a VIP of the channel, so theoretically you should be able to share a link now. Okay. So here we are, let's get small. So we have small somewhere. Yeah, like we have small run like that. Would it be right here? We're gonna do small lock on, and then take you, cut you, and throw you. I cut it. I copied it again. That one. And then what are you? Okay, so then you have a result probably. Unused result that must be used. Okay, so then we can I question mark you? No, okay, I can't question mark you because I don't return a result out of this. I don't think I can do something like this, right? Oh, it needs a type argument. Okay. I can do that. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's see. Bear Duda, thank you so much for the, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cheers. Oh, and you have, okay, so Stacking, you shared a comparison of the async runtimes. Here's my copy link. Is that? So many runtimes to look at. And then probably not a good idea to like mix and match them right now. But I might take a look at this later. This entire sort of scene feels a little bit weird right now. Okay, so anyways, we clone a writer, we send this in here, it's in a thread, it's running. We're looping through, we're blocking on waiting for receiving a message, and then we're gonna send that out to chat. I just breaks down all the async calls for all the different runtimes. Cool. I will definitely look at that later. Okay, then we have here in this loop. This is not, so we're not sending any more messages. That's why this is yelling at us now. Hey, doesn't need to be, oh yeah, we're not using it anymore. So I could do something like send a message like back to check to see if it's a message. That's maybe a different problem whatsoever. What I want to do is try running this. After 3 seconds, oh, it works. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's take a look at what we've got here. In our playgrounds, this is a completely different crate. I start a thread, and I launch the Twitch chat wrapper, which is this crate over here. So I basically just bring it in, I launch it, and then I hand it a channel for receiving messages. So it's a one-way channel, it just receives strings. Then let's see over here, we sleep for 3 seconds, and then I send into this channel the message meow, and then tell us like, hey, we're printing this message. In our bot here, we and we see this, okay. I don't know if we tested 2.5, but it rounds up apparently. So that happens. Floored or truncated, it seems to... Oh, floored, you're right. It rounds down. I mean, you can try like 3.9. See if it goes to 3 or 4. Round down. That's what it is. Okay, so then... Yeah, it's probably just converting it natively into an unsigned. You're probably right. So let's see. In here, we then spawn another thread and say, listen to this channel. If you receive a message, then go ahead and immediately write that back out to stream. Otherwise, just don't, like, just wait until a message comes in. Nothing physics. Good try though. It's not mine, so if it breaks, I'm gonna have to like end up writing my own or like doing a pull request in or something. I guess that's not a terrible thing. Let's see. We have a loop. Drives an internal state of the crate. It's called Twitch, the Twitch highlighter extension. Twitch highlighter. And I believe C# Fritz, the streamer, is made it. Okay, then we have a loop, and we're now grabbing every single message from the runner. So these are messages coming in from you all in chat. If it's a message, I then run this in, I just extract it out into all commands, private message, and then I'm able to like sort of deal with that. I don't know if I had it on when you did the Bear Duda, when you did the bits, did I have it on? I don't remember. You don't think so? I'm gonna try to remember in the future to like keep it running in the background and just logging out, so that way I can watch it and like see what the output is gonna be like. What do I get out of it? Because that's gonna be nice, and I want to like have a custom type where I can then send that in. So if I have a game, I was actually thinking about several different game experiences that can be controlled from chat. That wouldn't be terrible, but at the same time, you know, be fun to like watch and build. And so one of them I was thinking of was a sort of like any of the simulation type experiences where you're not actually doing them yourself, like doing the game yourself, but just commanding characters to do something and then they do it on their own would be nice. Yes, it does ranges, I believe. Or not. I don't think that you can do you can't do it the name of a file yet. I don't think that was ever implemented. I think so. If you just do bang line, it gives you instructions. So I think you need a dash. Okay, so this is looking good. Now, looking good and like what I mean by that is it's working. So, okay, I want the opposite now. I want to now have a channel to pass in from here. So this is a sender and receiver. So one thing about channels is you can only have, you can have multiple senders, but only one receiver. So I'm sending the one receiver for this to into the twitchchat wrapper. So I need a completely different set of these channels for the opposite communication. So if I want to do something like let, this is going to be the sender. So like new chat message, like, let me just say, send incoming chat message, and then this is receive incoming chat message equals a brand new channel. And we also make these strings. It's a regex on digit, so it's doing whatever probably functions. Did you try? Let me reset these. Okay, so now that I have all other of these, I want to be able to check to see if we receive a chat message. I just want to print that out. So I want to move the debug into here. So where am I going to do that? Probably a thread, probably another thread to create. So let's do that. We'll do a standard thread spawn. We're gonna have to move. And let's go ahead and use, let's grab error. Okay, so use error result. We're gonna return a result of like that. I thought this worked for this. Maybe it's not. Oh. Semicolon U. Yeah, okay, now it's expecting the return and I'm not actually doing it properly yet. So I want to now receive this messages for chat. So let's see. If let, okay, this is gonna be a chat message equals receive messages for chat. No, this, yeah, receive incoming chat message. Rust Analyzer has decided to just give up on life. And then, so I attempted to recv out of here. So now I get my chat message. Once I get that, then I want to just display this to the screen. So I'm just going to debug this and we'll put in the chat message. Like that. I think recv, I guess in this case, I don't need you. I can just do that. You're really upset still. Expected a comma. Expected a semicolon. Where am I expected that? All right, restart. Give me better. Give me better information. Or just start working. Okay, perfect. Okay, so when I receive an incoming message, extract that out. Now we need to loop through this forever. Otherwise it will exit at the first message. RecV is blocking, so it'll just sit here and wait forever until it comes in. All right, so there's that. Then I need to pass this in, pass this send incoming chat messages, which is a sender string, into our chat bot. So receive messages for chat, and then we're gonna have a send incoming chat message too. Of course, that's gonna say, hey, in chat message run, over here, you can't do that. So we have a receiver and we also have a sender. So in run here, send message, which is a sender string. Okay, so we want to handle this. We are throwing that into, okay, bot run. Here's this receive for chat. We're gonna put in our send incoming chat message. So save there. Let's now go into our bot. In our bot run, this becomes, so we need a receiver and a sender. Now right now, all I'm gonna do is send a string, but what eventually we're probably gonna want to send is some kind of actual struct that we put together. Okay, so send incoming chat message. Then down here in our main loop, we want to now pass that in, which we just grab right here. So we'll probably want to also create our custom type or whatever, something like that. Should be fine. Now, whenever we receive an incoming chat message here, instead of sending it like this, I want to, wait, not here. Here, instead of right here, I want to dot send looks like I can send, okay, so we have name, I have the channel, okay, data. I want to send the data. So send pm.data, which then gives me the string. I need to then to owned it. Do you really need a spawn in your bots though? So the spawn is only to like listen for this, for the channels coming in. You can probably just forward it to the main library. Maybe, I don't know. Let me do this, and then I'll talk through like my thoughts on like how this entire thing is gonna fit in. Okay, so send to this, and then I think I want to question mark and semicolon that. All right, and I think that'll work. You might want to create a better struct with the timestamp. And oh yeah, absolutely. I want much better than just like the raw data. I'm gonna want to like encapsulate all that stuff that I get, make it really nice and print it out. Okay, so we have that still working. If we do like a test here, yep, we just get received this chat message test. So now the bot isn't in charge of like printing this out or dealing with it. It sends it into the channel, and then whatever other application is going to pay attention to it. So if I have a game that's running or some other experience that like needs to listen to Twitch chat, all I need to do now is go into the cargo.toml and put in this Twitch chat wrapper as a dependency, spawn a thread, and launch it, and pass it in to two channels, one to send and one to receive. And at that point, I can now send messages to chat by just sending strings into that channel, and I can receive messages from chat by listening to that channel. So that's sort of like what I have in mind of how I'm going to use this, is just something I can now drop into other crates that I'm building. And then I don't have to like rebuild this entire thing every single time I want to use it. I could just update it in one location and we'll be fine. That being said, yes, I definitely want to create a struct to actually send back. So before I do that, let's go ahead and take care of some of these. So let's see. In main, I'm not using this result, so that's fine. Variable does not need to be mutable here. That's fine. In fact, because this is only listening to messages, it's not actually like the bot right here. I probably don't even need this writer clone. I could just send the writer straight into here. So you become like that. Is that right? And then you are mutable. You want a better initialization for your bot too. I guess it can handle channels creation to avoid your user to clone the original listener. I think so. Let's see. You want a better initialization for your bot too. I guess it could handle channels creation to avoid your user to clone the original listener. Wait, I want to make sure I understand what you're suggesting. In my main here. So I'm initializing my bot, telling it to run. So we go into library here. We take in our channels. Get the information. Now, channels to join. Oh, you're passing receive messages for chat to your bot. Right, yeah. I suppose that could be an option. In case like I don't want to ever send anything to... If the user clones it before you can bypass the whole logic... When you say user, are you talking about like other like consumers of this wrapper library? Like other programmers? Library user, okay, yeah. Clones it before you could bypass the whole logic, you'll put... I mean, yes, if they don't use it in the one specific exact way that I wrote this without tests, then they'll break it, yes. And I'll get unexpected results. probably having an option for this too, and like adding a lot of documentation in for like here, like this is a channel for actually sending a chat message to wherever it's going. Would be nice. Now, where I'm getting this is the channels and user config is coming from an environment variables. So you don't need to, like we don't pass them in code. That only goes in through like where you're running it on your system. So essentially each game or experience or whatever could be in a different channel going to a different, as a different user. Also, that's where my OAuth token lives too. But let's say I want to add in, so in twitchchat wrapper in source, oh wait, I was cleaning up some of these warnings. So yeah, I'm not using channel. Okay, so no errors, everything is working. Let's go ahead and get this saved to GitHub. Then do we match to stage all view, and so now we can send messages and we can receive messages from chat. I'll go ahead and push that up. I can't remember. Do I have? Yeah, I have a link to this in the Twitch chat wrapper. So there is a link to the code if you want to go take a look at that yourself. So the next step to this would be inside of source. I'm gonna want some kind of struct that's gonna be like this message that gets sent out. So this almost feels like we can just call this like a chat message. And in the main library, we're going to mod that. Okay, so pub mod chat message. We're gonna come into here and we're gonna say pub struct, okay, chat message, and then we'll have like the actual like data for the message. Like what are we gonna have inside of here? And we saw what that looked like earlier. We have this stuff. We have all these tags, and then we have like the data itself. So we probably want just a like the actual message. So let's start with that. So if I do a message and you're a string, and let's also put in like the name of like the name is a string. Okay, so when we're building a chat message, we want to take in like all these. I probably want to just take in one of these, which is a priv message. Where is that coming from? I don't have it from there. How about you? Will you tell me? All commands priv message PM and then priv private message. Private message. This is pub struct in priv message. So I want to go to the main library. Okay, so that's under messages. There you go, priv messages. So it's, I actually don't need it here. So it's messages, priv message. So in chat message here, messages, priv message. And then I can just say that I'm gonna get a, I could just call this like the raw message. It's a priv message. What's private about this message? Maybe channel wise, I think that's what it is. I haven't looked into it too terribly much. All right, so then we're gonna return a chat message. So the first thing we can do is extract out, like figure out, okay, let's get this priv message and we want to get the name out. So name equals raw message dot name. So we extract the name out. And then let's, now this is a string slice. So let's go ahead and just .toOwned. The IRC specs have always had strange naming conventions. Yeah, I guess like this is just basically from the IRC stuff. It's not like changing it around. I can change it around because I'm a wrapper, and you know, wrappers do that kind of thing. Okay, so we have this data, which is the actual message itself. So I'm gonna name this message equals raw message dot data. And then we're gonna return chat message. Okay, convert that into a string. All right, so now all you're upset about is that I'm not using you yet. Okay, so we can fix that. So in our bot, we have this chat message struct. Well, I guess first of all, let's use this. So in the bot, we're not going to just pull in result. We're also going to pull in a chat message. And in our channel, send incoming chat message. This is no longer going to be a string. This is now going to be a chat message. Originally, priv message was intended to send only private messages between users. As it expanded and channels became a thing, they just reused the interface. The naming was accurate, so its scope changed. But then they didn't rename it, like they could have. But like that's like such a, we didn't have time and we needed to do this. So let's just do this and we'll factor it later. But then you never get to refactoring it. That's sort of like what it sounds like. Okay, so in here you're going to become a chat message. So in here, when I send this, error encode, that's sending, I want to do it down here. So when I send, we do PM data to owned. We actually want to change this to now, we want to send a new chat message, new, and hand it the PM. And so you're happy here, but now we have mismatched types all over the place. So expected destruct, so incoming chat message. Where is this? This is in the main library. So I'll run incoming chat message. Right. So you are now a chat message. It's coming in. In main, you were kind of expecting this to be a string here. So we need to, and this is where it's going to get interesting. We need to use and extract out from that. So this is going to be the Twitch chat wrapper chat mess. Can I just do chat message like that? It's private. So pub use that. Okay, that's here, and then channel for you. Now going to be a chat message. So then here when I receive, it doesn't implement debug, so I can't debug this. Let's go and find chat message here. And derive. Oh, come on, you can do it. Okay, now you can figure it out. And then that works. So let's really quickly try this. So we've started this. I need to turn that off eventually. And then another testing, and we see message testing, name this. So perfect. So now I can extract out what I need and then send that out to whoever is listening. And so now external crates. And I'm really imagining this is just for myself. I'm not really expecting anybody else to use this. Like Bear, maybe you might want to use this for like the drop game sort of thing that you're doing. But if you have like another idea for it, I don't think that's a problem. Let's see. Originally, private message was intended. Let's see. There are quite a few large networks running the software by then. Yeah, and like back then, if you wanted to like redeploy something, you're like, okay, time to recompile all your stuff. By the way, it's written in C, and compilation of these larger applications would take hours, many hours, and nobody wanted to do that. And like testing was a little bit back then too. So we're close to done with this project. We need to clean it up, add some documentation, and then I want to write a demo for it to like sort of see how it could be used. So we can maybe make like a little bit of a I don't know, like something interesting. Now, what I don't know is what like information do I get? Like, do I get? I don't think I get a message through here if somebody like follows or subscribes. I think I only get actual chat messages. So this will only be for those. If I want to do some kind of like Rust interesting status message that I can share as an overlay, it's gonna have to be through some. I'll have to have like another system too. And we saw some crates that we can play around with. If we pull it, then we could have grabbed the subs. If he input it, he could have grabbed the subs. Follows don't go through IRC. Follows are on hooks. Okay, so I've got to use the new stuff, don't I? Yeah, which I saw in here. If we go to crates.io. Oh, that's what you are and Togglebit are looking around with? What's the name of your crate? Oh wait, is it? You said it was private still, right? Yeah, it's private. So here's this updated a month ago Twitch Helix. API to interact with the Twitch Helix server. So I might play with this, sort of see if I can get this information. out, because if I do, then this might allow me to get some of that information. Museum has pretty much just done TMI. Absolutely, yes, I agree. It's a super amazing project. I really like Twitch chat. So I think maybe like the next one might have to be Twitch Helix, but we'll do a demo, sort of like back and forth between like a little game and then like some Twitch tool, which will be fun. And then Sunday, I am planning on doing the stream Sunday morning. I don't have like a specific time of when I'm going to do that yet. So you follow me here on Twitch, or follow me on Twitter for those notifications for when I go live. I try to give like 5 to 10 minutes a heads up time for that. That way, give you a chance to show up. I'm planning on Sunday not continuing this, but starting a new tutorial project. So something I learned from that's an absolute need for the community is like beginner low-level tutorials of like getting into Rust, specifically for people coming from JavaScript. So that's what I want to do, and I'm thinking about projects that don't require any libraries outside of the standard library, that also don't do things like connect to databases, connect to the file system. For like super basic beginner level, we're just going to want to deal with the data structures and some basic manipulation of data and maybe some control stuff, but also trying to make it interesting and fun at the same time. So that we'll start that on Sunday. And so that's what I'm thinking about doing. Weekdays will be this type of thing, and Sundays will be the tutorials. And so with that, let's go take a look at what Doodah did. Huh. That doesn't seem to do anything. I didn't get any highlights. Well, sorry, Bear. Well, okay, that worked. Yeah, I guess it doesn't work if you don't have 19 lines. Well, with that, thank you everybody for stopping by and watching. I'm looking forward to continuing this next week, and hopefully seeing you on Sunday for tutorial days. Switch over to the ending screen, and is anybody? Mr. Halsey is streaming. Let's do a raid to Mr. Halsey. I'm gonna set that up. Oh, finally it's showing up in my my raid channel interaction thing. All right, everybody, let's have a great day, and I'll see you next time.
See him riding his bike around with his backpack and this keyboard sticking out.